Kia ora watu koutou katoa, nau mai whakatau mai rā. Kia whakata Māori, ki te whiringa tō whakataitai Super 8 Rugby, ngā tamatoa huriri, ki ngā tamatoa heretanga. Nei rā te mihi ka koutou katoa, a warm welcome to Hastings Boys High School, hosting this derby, this local clash between two proud kura. Te kai kōrero ki takutaka ko Mere Baker, tēnā koe te tuahine, ngā mihi.
Oh, no, my haere mai. What a day. It's stunning down here in Hastings. There is a little bit of a breeze, so I would expecting a good kicking game, but the crowd is out, which is a good whānau experience as well. Lots of kids running around. The sausage sizzle is here. This is going to be a great rivalry.
I really like these clashes as well, Mere. Great to have you with us here on Whakata Māori. Let's have a look at the squads who will be lining out for these two proud schools, and it's going to be a ding-dong battle here this afternoon. Lining up for Napier, Annandale through the lineup. George Pouting will have the captaincy today. Keep an eye out too for the busy halfback Zach Forster, and Will Lovett and his brother Angus will be in 14 and 15. They're a quality side, and they'll be looking to get the spoils here for Napier Boys High School as we look across their reserve bench today. And we caught up earlier in the afternoon with Tai Tirito, the coach of Napier Boys High School. Tai, it's always great when these two teams come together, the local derby. Lots to look forward to. Good day in Hastings. How's the boys preparing for this one?
Yeah, the boys are looking forward to it. We've prepped well all week. You know, Hastings is a big side, and that's what we've prepped for. They're going to look for those one-on-one collisions, so hopefully we can shut them down and be disruptive in that space.
You've got some good lads in there who you're relying on to help lead the team around today.
Yeah, looking forward to Ben Campbell coming back. Zach Forster comes off the bench as well, so two key players. Obviously our captain George Pouting, he'll be big in our efforts in regards to the set piece. Luke Thomas, he's the commander of our team, so yeah, hopefully they can lead the team in the right direction.
Good one, have a good game today, brother.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Tadito is the PE teacher at Napier Boys High School, and we'll have a look down at the lineup, for Hastings. Ty's the coach of Napier, of course. Let's have a look at the Hastings lineup for this afternoon, and it'll be Vako, Liloia, Sefo, Tahu, Laval, Southwick, Paya, Manase and Paiwai. Out on the backs today, Ref Robinson and Walter Cover. Keep an eye out too for the back line as well, and they've got some great talent in there with John Lameko, Tala Faumuina and Mike Brown is in the halves today. We'll flick across and have a look at their bench also. They're just preparing for the Haka in this hotly anticipated clash here at Hastings. Marshall Landon Lane, Vui, Halafuia and Cooper Leach Maui and Roland. And the home squad is coached by Jason Schumacher, and he is also his co-coach with some thoughts about today's game. Beautiful day for rugby today, Jason. Battle of the Bay. What's your team bringing today?
Yeah, we come into the game with that rivalry kind of expectation, and looking forward to what I know will be a traditional battle out there. And Napier are always a tough team, and we don't expect anything less today. So, yeah, I think it'll be a good game.
Ko te Tuki, who are some of the standouts to keep an eye out for today from your squad?
Our hooker JJ Iosefo, Lilo Iosefo, he's been playing. We've been leading the team well from up front, so he's definitely one of the our main guys today. Yeah.
Looking forward to the game today. The rivalry's intense, isn't it? It's so age-old.
Yeah. It's going to be a big day. There'll be a reasonably big crowd, and I think both schools have been looking forward to this day, as they do every year. So today won't be any different.
All the best out there.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful day here. There's a lot of rough weather in Heretaunga yesterday, but as you can see, the track is in great condition. There have been a number of games on the outer fields, and no doubt once they conclude, there will be plenty of people coming across to bolster the crowd across the sideline. Well, Mere Baker, we were treated to a neat outing a week or so back with Tauranga boys strutting their stuff in their win against Rotorua. But these two teams come into the game. It's early in the season, of course, but this rich competition has been running across these 8 schools since 1997, so it's hotly contested to see who will come on top here in the local derby.
Yeah, well, they're both coming off wins, so, you know, they're looking good as well. So they're coming off on a good stead here. But Napier Boys High last year were in the final, so this is going to be an interesting one, I think. You never know what goes around each year, does it? The cycle changes, players change, and sometimes styles change as well.
Well, Napier Boys have produced some wonderful talent, not just in the sporting arena, but names that do stand out. Richard Turner, Zach Guilford was an ex-student at Napier, Jesse Ryder too, the cricketer, and many more. So it's a very proud school, but the rivalry between these two squads is intense. They're separated by 20 kilometres here, and of course Tauranga, I guess, is the stone fruit capital of our country as well. A big Māori population here in the heart of Kakangunu, and we're looking forward to what should be a cracker of a game this afternoon. Last week we were treated to all the bells and whistles as the team came on, but a guard of honour afforded these two squads too. Parents, whānau, all across the park, and looking forward to what should be a good clash. There is a little bit of wind around, which will no doubt influence the kicking game of both squads, but it's just very important that they do start well and get down to business with controlled aggression, and to make sure that they make the best with ball in hand. Age-old practices too with the potai as the two teams make their way out onto the field and face off, and of course we'll witness the haka from these two proud kura.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that haka as well, and just look at that field, like it looks great. That's a great shot there from the drone as well, and it's just showing like the two kuras coming in, facing off, and I can't wait to see the attacking game, the kicking game that both teams possess. And I know that from Napier last year they had a great running game, especially from their 10 Thomas. So looking for him from Napier to really control the game.
We're really pleased to have you with us as some taonga are exchanged in this annual clash preceding the haka, and the teams respectfully doing what makes this secondary school rugby so unique as they lay down their potai and await the challenge from Napier Boys High School. Tamatoa Hureri. The haka is to be led by Khan Stevenson, who is the kaya. The haka is Te Taki Tuahureri. And we are witnessing once again this cultural aspect to secondary school rugby. So there was Te Taki Tuahureri, and Ngātapatoa Hureri, and that will be responded to as well here as we await Tamatoa or Heretanga, the Te Haka, Akina Tukua, the kaya today. Remembrance Tahu will be playing as a popo in the front row of the scrum. So young men of Kakangunu and of Heretanga come together for their pre-game haka. Tino pai te Haka. Oh, great to have you with us here in Whakata Māori, celebrating the best of our rangatahi sport. Really pleased to be bringing you the action here from Tauranga today. And these two proud kura going head to head. Some big young lads in the front row from both squads. And of course, we're looking forward to what should be a great matchup here this afternoon in week 3 of Super 8 Rugby. We're about to get underway. The referee for the occasion today, Dan Wainga, hails Whangati Paro, Te Whanau Apanui, and he'll be assisted sideline with Chris Pollock and Chris Patrick. Chris Pollock is actually the New Zealand Rugby referee's boss. And of course, Mere Baker is with us, Kiwi Fern, Aotearoa Sevens, and Mere's coached all across the world in women's rugby, but just a lover of rangatahi sport. And I guess to describe you, a lover of all sports, really, Mere.
Oh, I love it. All sports, played all sports as well. And I can tell you right now, just from coaching from all over the world, coming back here and seeing hakas like that, it just gives you shivers up the spine and gives you goosebumps. And it's something you don't see all over the world, that's for sure.
We're underway, and it is Napier playing from left to right, and the young players from Hastings Boys High School, as I say, just want to play a solid game to get them underway. Now that one has been launched immediately, and so the first line out, the Raranga Kiwaho, is on the far side of the field here as we celebrate this age-old rivalry between these two proud boys' schools. Of course, Super 8, involving the other schools from across the central North Island, Tauranga and Rotorua, Gisborne, New Plymouth, Palmerston North also. So it's been a great vehicle to celebrate rangatahi sport, and it's the home team who has first dibs with it. Nice little take here as well from John Lamekel. He steps into the action. So Lamekel's got the ball at the moment. And Hastings, just short of their own halfway line now, barrel across and into enemy territory for the first time this afternoon. Through the hands they go, onto the left foot, prodigiously sent down by Faumoina, and take it at the back here by the fullback Lovett, who is wrapped up in the tackle of Tauranga. Just a few metres in from our broadcast touch here, but there's been a turnover. Initially thought it was, as John Lamekel wants to get things underway quickly for Tauranga.
Oh, yeah, that's a great kick, isn't it? Faumoina really do get some possession right down the end there. And it's, with a kick, it's not as good as its chase. And the Hastings boys made sure that they chased it down and for the turnover. This would be great to see if they can get some points out of this.
Well, they're going to utilise the wind here and take a shot at goal. Every point will be valuable here this afternoon. And with kicking duties is Tana Faumoina. Saw Dan Wainga warming up prior to the game, and he's really looking forward to it. He says both teams play open and running rugby. He was a bit concerned. The grounds on the outside of field number 1 here at Hastings Boys High School were rock hard. So in many ways, he said the rain yesterday served them well. Now this is Lovett taking the ball at the back under some pressure immediately.
Yeah, the great pressure there, the chase again. We talked about the chase there, and he's got over top of it as well. But Faumoina looks as though that he's keen to kick early, use that wind. We talked about the wind at the start of the game, that it could influence this game as well. So great kicking option.
There he is, steadying himself. Be a very useful three-pointer if he's able to slot this one. A bit of wind to his advantage. He's bringing it around. And that is a superb start here for the home team. It's 3-0. And Hastings lead in the local derby here in the Bay.
Oh, that's a great start there for the Hastings Boys High squad. And a good kick to start off with, a great chase down and then the penalties. So that's how good game management comes into these games, and it comes from that Faumoina kick. So well done.
So here are Napier with the restart. They'll have to be conscious of the wind. That almost drifted out, but it was touched by a Hastings player on the far side of the field. And so Ahuriri will have the feed on the far side. Troy Thomas with that responsibility.
Yeah, look out for Prouting, the captain in there. It should come off the top here to they're just outside the halfway. So good attacking platform.
They're steadying themselves at the moment. Ahuriri is the climb and the challenge. Certainly head of Tauranga. Wanted to make a fist of it as well, but it's Napier who have the ball here. Can they control it as Fasito Lapa carries and offloads through the hands of Forster, the halfback, turns it down the left-hand side. Lovely play down the left edge as well to the back rower, Mullaney in number 8. Now this is good for Mahuriri, setting the stage as Lapa once again gets a very strong carry as well. Good one from the big prop forward. He sets the stage nicely, looking to see if they can work down the short side at the moment. Ahuriri back to Lapa. He's been involved plenty. He's already handled the ball 3 or 4 times just in this one play alone. Luke Thomas getting the ball wide. Lovely ball out to Simons. Simons shows and goes. He's just short of the line, but he sets it up beautifully for Ahuriri, and that's their first try. Well, that is a reward for solid lead-up work. And Lapa stood out, but it was Luke Thomas who's credited with the try, and Napier Boys High really got the roll on right from the kickoff and were able to trounce downfield and capitalise with their first 5-pointer.
Yeah, look at that sort of replay. It was a good cutout pass by Thomas, and then Thomas again just over the line. But for me, it started from the line out. Great craft line out there with the hooker Thomas coming around the corner and really opening it up for Lapa, the prop. And they just continued to keep on going right to left and open it up for them. So great attacking structure there by the Napier boys.
One of our camera staff, Mike Miller, they're his nephews. He'll be so proud to have seen them score, both Troy and Thomas. Skillful players. Mike himself played with the Bay of Plenty Steamers. He was a fullback back in the day. As we see the conversion attempt also is solid. 7-3 scoreline here in this clash. And what a great start it was for Napier. They had hardly any possession, and then in that particular play or period of play, Lapa featured 2 or 3 times. So keep your eye on for him. Number 3 in the sky blue jersey for Napier Boys High.
Well, it just shows that both teams are really looking forward to move the ball around, use their forwards to get them over the advantage line. I mean, they've got backs to burn. You know, Farmawina and Thomas are really handy players to get their teams moving.
There's the restart. A gorgeous Saturday afternoon here, right in the heart of Kakungunu. Look at that defence. Beautiful and tough defence from Hastings through John Lameko. And they drove the sky blue player with ball in hand across the touchline.
Oh, what a great attacking platform that is. Like, you know, look, we talked about this earlier on. The kick is as good as the chase, and that's a great chase off the kickoff. And now we've got a platform for a great line out. So they'll be looking to get this in the midfield, I think.
There's the throw in from Lilo Iosefo, and it's still with Hera Tauranga. Across they come, centering up with a nice little powerful run. Dummy half. Scrum half, I should say, is Mikey Brown. Here's another good look too. Remembrance Tahu led the Haka. Can he lead from the front as well? That's Lameko. Get himself involved too. Number 11 here. 7 minutes gone. Already a penalty, and a good penalty as well, slotted by Fomoina. There's Luke Thomas to go in for the try with good lead-up work here by Ahuriri.
Looks like they're going to have a scrum down. A little bit of a knock on there, so you know, it's something that you want to hold, especially in that contact area. Make sure you land properly and get the ball back nice and quickly. So, bit of a reprieve here for Napier boys.
This is a really important scrum. 7 minutes gone, 7-3 scoreline. Referee weighing up, wants the scrum to be reset. Lovely images of a clear blue sky in the background.
Napier boys, we're looking for a funner here. A very long funner, get it out of here. Exit it out, relieve the pressure.
Thanks as well to our sponsors, New Zealand Carbon Farming, one of many. We're helping to bring this rangatahi sport to our screens. The ultimate goal really is to get our young people to play sport into adulthood as young parents, and indeed right throughout life, and that goes for all of us. We can all do a little more perhaps than we are by getting active, and that's the kaupapa of Māori Active. Ahuriri with the scrum feed, waiting at the back, and it comes to Zach Forster. But quickly the defenders here from Hera Tauranga crawl all across the top of him. The flick on here from Luke Thomas.
That was some pressure at the scrum. scrum time there by the Hastings boys. They twisted it around, the 9 got around, defended it really well, and there it is there. He's right on top of the player. Thomas had to get it out quickly, and he looked for it, and boom, what a charge down.
Good charge down too. He's a tall, strapping young lad as Troy Thomas gets the ball across. That's very important there for Ahuriri to keep composure. Thomas with the ball, managing to get that whana. It's gone deep, pushed back on the inside, but the touch judge's flag is up. Despite the efforts of Famuina, he couldn't quite keep the ball in play. He's very close, touch in there.
Very close, wasn't he? It's great relief kick there for the whana there for Napier Boys, and it looks like Hastings are just outside the half.
Well, Famuina looked to be disadvantaged there slightly and got away with a bit of a limp off the back of that. Ahuriri with the football here, working hard at the backs. Metu Manase, the number 8 for Hastings. This is the big downtown up, waiting, taking it nicely. Lameco's got some wheels and he gets smoked as he goes forward and hits the deck, but still with some roll on through Luke Thomas, keeping the ball alive on the outside. The fullback chimes in cover. He goes to ground with it. Can it be controlled? Yes, it can, as Mike Brown puts the ball back. Touched by the boot of one of the Tauranga players just short of the halfway line. But the referee will award the scrum, calling that a knock on. For a moment I thought it was just off the foot. But we've already seen the willingness of these guys to let the ball do the work. We get another look at how that unfolded.
Yeah, there he goes there. He just thought he got on the outside a little bit there, but he just, here it comes back, puts on his foot. Ooh, a bit of a, yeah, he was very lucky that wasn't a penalty, but it was a tucker instead, a knock on. So back to the scrum here. Napier in the middle of the field. That means they've got some plenty of both ways opportunities here to attack.
Of course, the mountain range, Tahua, Te Tabato, Kako in the background as we see Napier. What a lovely ball that was over the top. And Tauranga will have to work hard here on their defence. Pukamaki.
Well, Lambert in there, he got in there, got his shoulder on and then just put his hands in there. Just didn't quite get that offload again. Needed to stay on his feet a little bit longer. The Napier boys.
35-minute halves here in Super 8 Rugby. 11 gone, 7-3 the scoreline. Another good look from upstairs. I have to acknowledge our whanau for Local Gecko Productions, who are streaming this live through Whakata Māori and throughout the world. So secondary school rugby is enjoyed all across the globe. As we see Ahuriri with the scrum feed. It's Forster calling for the football. Comes to the feet of the 8 Mullaney. Now pulling it across as they edge their way forward. Ducking back on the inside here and going straight. Looking good at the moment. Napier just outside the Rotorua Marua Mita line to Forster once again through the hands of Luke Thomas. He puts a Harbour Bridge ball. This is lovely play. Stepping back on the inside and a shot towards the line. The fullback chimes in, and that is a superb try by Charlie Withers down the left edge. Magnificent. Magnificent play. But the referee sadly has seen just a little indiscretion here.
Well, looks like it's going to be a penalty there.
Well, I thought he'd gone all the way there. Our broadcast position not quite side on. Let's have another look how it played, but some great lead up work. Zach Forster and Luke Thomas combining there. Will Lovett chiming in. Charlie Withers also. Let's see where the indiscretion was made and why the penalty had been awarded. That lift, the referee was looking back on it, and it was Will Lovett who was picked up and unceremoniously dumped. The ref took umbrage to that, and now a penalty. Looking to take this one out to double figures here for Ahuriri.
What a great sequence though, wasn't it? They really did move the ball.
That one looks as though it's hit the upright. And Ahuriri dragging the player back. Brilliant, brilliant effort.
Not up.
So that was smart play too from Ohoridi. Well, it came off the cow horns, back down, and been really impressed with the work that's being done here, especially by the halves, Ford and Thomas, and combining superbly in the sky blue jerseys.
It's the chase for me. The chase from both teams are chasing everything down, so it gives them an opportunity to turn that ball over. And he just came in and just absolutely rocketed him with his shoulder. So pushed him back over the line, and now they've got a scrum out of it. So everything's dividends, you know, at the moment for Napier Boys.
Well, it's good to play percentage rugby. So Forster out at the back, then picked up onto Forster. This is creating an opportunity as Lovett gets the ball out wide and into the corner.
Whoa.
Great finish, Josiah Simons. Josiah Simons bundled into touch. Gee, that was close.
Oh, what a great 8-9, right? Right on the 8 there. And then Thomas, with his good vision, puts it out to Simons and then into the corner there. Looked like it was going to be tight. Referee's gone to the sideline to sort of see what happened there. Here comes that replay. Great 8-9 here. Good vision from, oh, wow, love it. Just a nice catch pass, and then Simons in the corner.
Well, Simons thinks he got there, but that's not the way that the referee sees it.
Well, the corner flag might have said no.
I think it's that Will Lovett who was injured there. So some attention obviously being afforded him, and a yellow card for the Hastings player. Still a little bit of confusion as to who's being sent.
Looks like it's the winger, Lamakoi.
Johnny Lamichael. The main thing is concern for the young player who's down at the moment. Hats off to the medical staff too, who responded immediately to the situation.
Well, what a game we have on our hands, right? Napier Boys are moving the ball really, really quickly and into space, and they're coming with a lot of attacking ability. But again, I'm loving Hastings' kicking game at the moment. They're pushing them back when they need to, they're offloading when they need to as well. So it's been a really a tussle, a rivalry tussle, isn't it?
Well, Riley Mullaney too for Ahuriri Napier has combined wonderfully with Forster. So they've got a really good understanding here at the moment. But obviously a bit of a hold-up here in this clash as we see the medics. We get another look at how this one panned out. And the referee decided it was a late shot.
He looks like he's got the yellow card for not wrapping, so he'll take a little bit of a breath. And Napier Boys, penalty. It looks like they're going to absolutely kick that into the corner for a line out.
Interesting tactics. There's the big captain, number 5, George Prouting. Comes into the game with some solid form behind him. Great contributor to the culture of rugby at Napier Boys High School. And he'll be their go-to man in many ways here this afternoon. Nicely taken and controlled here by the Sky Blues as they go across and score their second try. It'll be difficult to pick up who exactly is credited with it, but certainly referee Waianga was right on the mark, and he has no hesitation to award the second try to Napier, and it's to Riley Mullaney, the number 8. Great work from the line out, really set it up beautifully, Mede.
Yeah, great line out, you know, good maul to come off there. Mullaney just really successful on the end of that. But that's a set piece, right? They're looking for a good line out in there. They're only 5 metres out, so why not maul it? And it's got to be solid, though. That's the one thing that with those line outs, they've got to be a solid line out, and then driving it from there, making sure that they push over there. So good to see that try from the line out.
Luke Thomas.
Looks like the England women's team, though, mauling it, but that's okay.
Hey, if it comes up with the results, Kei Te Pai. Reka. For that conversion attempt. Kia ora atu koutou katoa. Whakatau mai la kia whakata Māori. As we bring you Super 8 Rugby here from Tauranga. Another good look at the drive and the commitment here from the entire scrum. And in the end, credited with the try, the number 8 Mullaney. 14-3, just coming up to 17 minutes of the first half here. Super 8 action live on Whakata Māori, and of course the YouTube platforms as well. Here's the restart. Hastings boys will be wanting possession, and there's a tap back, but it will end up with the visitors from 20k down the road. But just getting himself in the way of things, Reed Paiwai, although will be called back, and it will be a scrum feed here for Napier. Yeah, these rivalries are neat to acknowledge. What about when you were a young player? Did you play a lot of rugby during your secondary school years, Mete?
Yeah, I played for St Margaret's College in Christchurch, and we won the Canterbury secondary schools against William Maria back in the 90s. A very long time ago, so there's lots of rivalries down there. But rugby back then was just starting out for girls, so it's come a long way now where Christchurch girls is one of the best in the South Island. So.
Yeah, it's certainly women's contact sport has taken to a new level, as it should too, because the skill that is being shown is quite exceptional. Once again, Ahuriri starts to attack and try and punch holes out wide, wisely opting to put the kick downfield. Let's see which way this bounces, and it bounces kindly for the Blues. Back across on the inside they come. There's a lovely little setup here from Withers. Everyone wants a piece of the action, including Pelting, who gets metres under his belt, charging forward with the football as well. To the back, and Forster, little bit of a dummy, then crawls his way forward a few extra metres. The ball was there, but the referee was as well. And while one of the Hastings players tried to dive across onto a Panapapaya, he says, well, that is no go. What superb work out wide from Charlie Withers.
Oh, yeah. What a attacking sequence right from the 22. Really grinding it out here. It's this kick for me, isn't it? Look how it just sits up straight into the breadbasket afterwards. Good left off there, and just what a great carry. A quick ruck here. And then they just try to keep on going, Forster. But this is where he just comes out. Just needed to stay on his feet to start off with. But he's just dived on the ball there. So he's given it away, a Harmony. So it's not great. Another line out, though, for Napier Boys.
Oh, this is under real pressure at the moment, Tauranga. Napier Boys full of confidence. And they are really playing a good brand of football. Hastings will have to work really hard here to keep them out. Referee getting in to have a decent look from ground level at what is going on. In the end, it's Tauranga will come up with the advantage and the scrum feed after some good defensive work when they were really under the pump.
Yeah, they're definitely under the pump there, so great. It's a great defence there, making sure they're attacking the player and trying to push them back and get the turnover, which they have. So the play here for now is trying to exit this, try and get that ball as far as they can out of their 22, right down the end of the other field.
Well, sport's about momentum, and at the moment, even though field position is unfavourable for the Tauranga squad, it's important that they change the course of the game and look for a momentum shift. This is a fabulous scrum here from Ahuriri. Really got the push on, and they earned themselves a penalty as well. Beautiful scrummaging. That'll please their coach, Taitarito.
Oh, Tumeki with the Harmony there. Like, wow, what a push in that scrum, eh? That's some sheer power, some making sure that the props get down nice and low, and just absolutely working as an 8. Fantastic scrum. Here it goes here. Look at the prop, nice straight back, and then all the power in the world coming through there and getting the Harmony.
That was skillful play, and this time around, Tauranga come up with the football, and it will be an opportunity for them to clear from their danger zone.
Yeah, he sort of tackled him in the air there, so it's a Harmony, and like Farmoina with a great kick here is just looking to get it out of here, relieve some pressure.
Yeah, they'll be very keen to just hold the momentum. The swing in here behind, the confidence build that also accompanied the young Napier squad. As you can see, Rangatahi Sport's still very popular, bringing our whānau out, lining the ground here this afternoon. As we've already mentioned, tremendous rivalry and not too far between these two proud cities. As we see once again Ahuriri with the ball, but the pressure coming on from Tauranga. Napier, ball in hand. They'll just settle it down here. He's going straight, not wanting to do too much that time around. Forster getting it wide, nice ball out into Simons. Simons, little show. Beautiful tackle there from Triumph Voice. puts his opponent away. That'll be a penalty to Hastings also. So the momentum shift that we were speaking of starting to occur as Mike Brown has ball in hand here for Tauranga, and he'll pass it on to Tana Famuina. Some young players with tremendous abilities here on show today.
Yeah, Faumuina again will be trying to get as much meterage as possible. He is in the middle of the field. It can be a bit of a tricky kick, especially with the wind. But for me, Hastings just needs to clean up their set pieces a little bit. It's probably one thing that's kind of letting them down a little bit. They just need to make sure that they have a good line out, they have a good platform so they can attack off that. And the last couple of line outs, they just haven't hit the right person, or it's the timing's out. So they'll be looking to get the timing, the jump, and then hit the backs.
So we wanted to score next too, but it is difficult because they have one player in the bin. It's JJ Lilo Iosefo. Looks to feed the line out. Nicely taken here from Tauranga. Through Brown. Brown puts it on to Manasseh. Straight run from Manasseh is clocked and then goes to ground, sets it up nicely, plays on with a strong post-contact drive. This is good work too from Ahuriri. Looking to steal the ball. I really like the attitude on show here from both squads. But Ahuriri this time will get the scrum feed.
Yeah, Manasseh, that was a great carry from him. And then when he got tackled, he got up again and went again. But just a little bit of a tucker in there, the knock on. Just quality, just holding on to that ball just a little bit, controlling a little bit more. So they just need really the ball, the pill, and hold on a little bit more.
Right up. Tino Maito Te Kawe. Metu Manasseh, the back rower. So 14-3, still the scoreline here. 24 minutes gone. Started off with Faumuina slotting that wonderful penalty after just 3 minutes. And now Thomas and Mulaney have both notched up tries for Ahuriri, who lead with just on 10.5 minutes to play here in the first half of the local derby, week number 3 of Super 8 Rugby. And the action coming to you live on Whakaata Māori. Ahuriri with the football and the scrum feed. Of course, those of you unfamiliar with the terms, of course, they're Napier at Hastings, as we well know. But tingoa Māori o ngā rohe, Ahuriri for Napier, e ra Tauranga for Hastings. And of course, we weave a little bit of reo, both learners of our beautiful language, Miri and myself, as many no doubt watching this afternoon are. And we absolutely tautoko reo Māori revitalisation efforts across the board. So proud of our rangatahi Māori, many who are so beautifully bilingual and fluent in both tongues, as we see now. Tauranga with the football. Nice play. Pushing out wide. This is good as the fend comes in on the inside for Reed Paiwai. Still as Brown gets it across through Faumuina once again. So we've been from coast to coast here with this play. To the back, and Walter Cover has the football. That time it hits his teammate right in the face, but it's still play on as a result. Still with the ball, Tauranga. Bullet passing. Well, they went coast to coast, to the left, to the right. Like TLC. Here we come now, short of the halfway line, on the 40-metre line. Good solid work here, another good kawe. Back it comes. So let's get ourselves out of trouble, and they put it on to Walter Cover. Angles for the touchline on the far side of the field. At the back and now delivering up. The new player on the field, number 21, Joseph Jury, sent it to. Beautiful play here from Ahuriri. That was solid D, but what a fine run here once again. Charlie Withers, he's having an outstanding contribution here to Ahuriri. Through Damien Annandale now, setting the platform for the Sky Blues. Lovely little off pass and back to Mulaney. This is terrific running here. The offload not so good that time around as it ends up in the hands of Tauranga's voice. They need to control the football here. They are scrambling to get out of trouble. Here's the left foot kick. It won't go into touch. It'll bounce downfield. Beautifully scooped up here. Jury sent it to. Offloads the ball. In fact, he keeps hold of it and goes into the tackle, setting it up nicely right in front of the posts. 8 minutes to play. Thomas over the top. Keep an eye out for Withers. He's had a big contribution. I think that ball's gone forward. Referee is well sighted, and that's exactly how he sees it too. And so it will be a scrum feed. Scrambling defence that time around from Tauranga. And hats off to the running and aggressive attack that we're witnessing from Napier.
Oh, what outstanding here from Withers. Here he is here with the ball in hand. He pumps out of one and just keeps on going. He got 30 to 40 metres up the field. And then lovely passes on here. Stevenson again. He looked as though looked for the pop, but it doesn't quite go into Simon's hand. And it's an extending football, you know, the continuity, the moving the ball, and we've got our yellow card back on. But to me, Napier here are just the position, and they just keep on coming with attack after attack after attack.
Well, there's no real advantage wind-wise because it's going cross-field, but what we are witnessing is a willingness to let the ball flow, and the latitudinal play here from both squads has been really appealing, and the quality of rugby on display from these two young teams also is wonderful to observe. Hope you're enjoying the action here. If you've just joined us, Napier Boys against Hastings Boys, 14-3 with 7 to play in the first half here of Super 8 rugby in the Battle of the Bay.
Yeah, they've definitely been able to attack from the floor as well, and offloads from the top, a little bit, a couple of Sunu Bills. So definitely both teams are really trying to push that ball.
There's Mike Brown to feed the scrum for Tauranga. They've done very well too because they've been under the pump, under a ton of pressure. Beautiful whole shot run too here, and look at him gliding across field. Then the kick across to the left, beautifully covered up as well. 14 doing the work is Angus Lovett. He sets it up. And there's another charge down. So hats off to Tauranga. They've hit a nice purple patch of form over the last 4 or 5 minutes. But they're continuing on straight away here. The Sky Blues with the football. Now, centre field. Peeling it down the left-hand side. Once again, Thomas very involved here this afternoon. O'Rourke also with a touch of the football, but it's bundled into touch, and it will be a Hastings feed on the far side of the field.
Oh, what an attacking. That was great attacking, you know. Not many teams will go run it out of their 22, but they did it on this one, and the centre voice, just absolutely great space. He came straight through there. He had options left or right, put the foot to whana to the foot, and then was be able to, but it doesn't look like it was straight for the Hastings boys, but so it's a bit of a lead-off, and we talked about their set piece just before. It's just the continuity is not quite there. But that was a great attacking opportunity by Hastings.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether that was affected so much by the wind or wanting to just sneak a little advantage in the end rather than straight. It was very much a boomerang shape that time, and the referee was having no bar of it. There's those drone shots here. They're neat, aren't they?
Yeah,
you get the sort of overhead view.
But as we get into this game, that you know, Hastings probably, when we come into halftime, really needs to tidy up their set pieces. If they can do that, they'll be able to claw back this. It's only 14-3, right?
Plenty of time left in this one. And the rivalry which has gone on for generations. Now Napier trying to do that once again with the dummied ball and the little flick offload, skillful to Thomas. Now it's on to Jury Centre too. He's had a great contribution since coming onto the field. Flicks it back up to Thomas, who's barreled into the ground about 10 metres out from the try line. Here they come with intent in their eyes and venom in their attitude. Lockie Searden gets the ball nicely. On to Lapa. He once again drives forward. He's pulled down 7 metres out from the try line as they set themselves up for controlled football towards the line. Short ball and out to their skipper. The skipper goes to ground now, Pouting. And he now offloads. Tough work here defensively for Hastings. They are getting plenty of questions asked here by Napier Boys. And the referees well and truly keeping a close eye here. They are so close to the try line. Then a little flick ball. Is this going to be something coming from way back as Luval goes to ground with the football? And it will be a scrum feed here for Napier. They were unlucky not to get across the try line. They were so very close. But Hastings Boys High School too really muscled up when it came to their defensive work and repelled them that time around as we get another look here at the break and the offload. And Prouting comes in also This man's had a good contribution. Jury centre too. Good play back to Luke Thomas. And this is when it was so close to the line. That is Lapa with the football.
Yeah, Tahu in there with the over the top there, turned it over. But just a little bit of a tucker in there in that contact area of the Hastings Boys, so ended up being a knock on. But I tell you what, just going out the hook out the back is really working for Napier Boys, and then the tips off that. Everyone's running holes, everyone's running some great lines, so it really is opening it up for Jury and the Lovitz. So,
well, Jury's been really neat in his contribution, so it's really important that they apply the pukumaki, the hard yakka here for Hastings. They're under pressure. They really need to keep Napier Boys High School out of the scorebooks. As we head towards the half-time break, we're not too far away. Down the short side they come, and Thomas, who continues to impress, delivers down the left edge, looking for some holes in the corridor and in some holes in the right-hand defence. Back it comes to the skipper, Prouting, always solid. He goes to ground. Nicely set for them. Napier Boys High School with another phase, a driving effort this time around as well from Annandale. He too has been strong in his work as a prop forward, pushing hard. Plenty of tension. Mai at the moment. And Hastings under the pump again. They've been that way. Thomas, once again to Jury centre too. Puts the little kick in. It's taken by Lemekos back onto the field after doing the bin for that yellow card. Holding it up here at the moment, Hastings. They need to keep their heads here. They need to control the football. Not try and be too fancy with it. Zach Forster gets the kick away. Now the wind is not to their favour, and Thomas knew what was going on. He positioned himself nicely. Back it comes here to Jury centre 2. Beautiful running from Jury centre 2. Tried to go over the top with the pass. He's gone to ground with it. Still with the Sky Blues. Into the hand of Benny Campbell. Campbell to the line. Pops the ball up to Prouting. And the skipper. So solid. He's been great so far in this first half. And Prouting really is everywhere. He's hard to miss. He's got to be 6'2". He's playing a great brand of rugby at the moment, the captain.
Oh, well, the ball just pops out there, and it's just, that takes it forward by the lock and a pop from the ground. We talked about that attacking from the ground and also the pops around the corner, but just possession. And Hastings has been on their line for a long time. There it is there, and Prouting on it right over the line. And I was just about to say, if Hastings can hold Napier Boys out for a little bit longer, they'll be in that zone where they can come back from here, and they can still do that. Just makes it a little bit more difficult, though.
Oh, it's a long way. It's 19-3. This one's in good field position. And, of course, factoring in the wind, when they were kicking to get themselves out of trouble, it got blown back in field. And to his credit, this guy who's taking the conversion was perfectly positioned. And so the roll-on came as a result of reading the potential of that ball not going out. Luke Thomas picked it up. And some lovely lead-up work, too, for Joey Jury Senator, who is playing well here today in jersey number 21.
Yeah, he's definitely come on and made an impact, hasn't he? And so is this guy here, the fly half, Thomas. He's been in the right place. He's distributed really, really well. He's been on the end of a hook as well, and he's just been distributing the ball pretty well for the Napier Boys.
35 minutes gone, but we'll play a couple of extra minutes. In fact, as the referee called a halt to that first half, it looks as though he has. Really pleased to have you with us here this afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the action as Whakata Māori celebrate our rangatahitanga through sporting endeavour. And thanks to Māori Active, Bailey's, New Zealand Carbon Farming and Caltex for their ongoing support for Super 8 Rugby. At the break, it's Napier Boys High School who lead Tauranga Hastings Boys by 21-3.
Randy, are you ready?
Yeah. Permission to board. Push.
Giving up is not an option.
You could just feel the weight away.
Oh my God! I could see myself here on a beautiful sunny day, doing some mad manus in there. Let's go!
No special karakia to speed the process.
Make Māori Plus your mate. Download the app today.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go one. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Hey. Sport is about more than just the game. It's about going from teammates to best mates. It's the high fives and helping hands. It's learning when to back yourself or back your buddies. It's actually being excited to get out of bed early on a Saturday. Sport is about more than just the game. That's why Caltex is proud to help fuel school sports.
The forest should never have been taken off this steep hill country that's eroding, and it makes absolute sense to afforest those hills. What we're doing here is using the exotics to help that process get established. We're looking at a managed transition process where those pines are progressively thinned as the native understory establishes. We're trying to do several things here. Soak up carbon, establish native forest, and we're trying to improve biodiversity. You're achieving an awful lot with one program of activity.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough times.
Kia ora no, welcome back. The beautiful mountain range here at Te Mata Peak, not too far away from Hastings Boys High School. The scene for this afternoon's Super 8 clash, week number 3, and at half time it's 21-3 to Napier Boys across Hastings Boys as well. And they deserve that lead. They've worked really hard. Napier have been under pressure, and they'll be wanting to turn this one around. As I mentioned in commentary in the first half, there's no real advantage wind-wise, but what we have seen is some sustained effort. Been really impressed by Luke Thomas, who's played strongly at first 5 today, but he's been well and ably assisted with the attitude on show from the front rowers, Lapa, Annandale, Troy Thomas as well. This is Luke Thomas with the ball and the Harbour Bridge pass out wide.
Yeah, that was a great pass, wasn't it? It was nice and long there by Thomas. And here comes more pressure here as well. It's a 30-metre pass, and there's Simmons again, just taking it right to the line.
Some of the highlights, there was a penalty for Hastings Boys. I was a little surprised they took it early on, but at that time we thought it could be a very close, tight tussle, and some lovely work down that left edge as well. Harvey O'Rourke chimes in there. That one didn't come up, was called back for a penalty. There's been some excellent efforts too from Charlie Withers down the left wing for Napier Boys High School. Coach Tai Terito will be very pleased with the scoreline as well. Scrummaging has been solid. There's been a lovely interplay here as well. That one deemed to have gone into touch. There was an injury soon after, and we are already back into the action. Great to have you with us here on Whakaata Māori, celebrating the best of our young people and their attitude to sport. Ko Dale Tēnei, Mere Baker is beside us today, experienced rugby coach. It's kei tautoko, ki ngā rangatahi katoa. Mauri ori ka tātou, whakatau mai rā, kia Whakaata Māori, celebrating the best of our young people as they become young parents and hopefully stay active in their sporting endeavours. Hastings have the ball at the moment, and they really need to control it. Their coach Jason Schumacher will say, hey, look, we're not out of this. As the back row Manase gets the ball and sends it behind. No need to panic at the moment. Lameko also played strongly in that first half, and he'll be wanting to make amends for his indiscretion that saw him spend 10 in the bin, as Lilo Iosefo has another barging run. And for the first time in a long time, the Sky Blues very much under pressure here as Hastings look to post first points in the second half. Through the hands of Faumuina, wide and out to Reef Robinson. Robinson with the flick ball, cleverly picked up as well by Reed Paiwai. But the referee will call that one back. A good start from Hastings in the second half.
Yeah, that's probably what they didn't do in the first half, is run a little bit direct. They kind of went a little bit wide first and then tried to get on the edges. But here they earned the right to go wide, and so you could see it from there. They've found the overlap. So here it is here again, just grinding out the metres, and that's probably something they didn't do in the first half. But for me, it was this run right here. Boom on the outside, and he looked for it. And he got it to his flanker, but just couldn't control it. But it is a penalty, so it's a harm many. So see what they can do with it. And they were struggling a little bit, Hastings, with their line out. So at halftime, if that was me, it'd be like, you know, guys, sort your line out, get your timing, call the right line out, hit the front, make it easy for yourselves.
So here we have JJ Leloy Yosefo. He has the responsibility. Let's see if he can direct that ball. Hastings on the boil, trying to bruise something up here. This is good play from the home team. Driving towards the line. Liloya Sefo is still in the mix and in the hunt. And Riley Mullaney's making life difficult, but it will come back to Tauranga. Still just metres away. Paya flicking it across. The bounce is kind here. Taking it into the hands, Triumph. Voice goes to ground. Taking it from the back of the ruck. Still with the ball. It's gone down, play on. Here's the flanker. Laval. Brown. His Voice. Liloya Sefo. Surely they deserve some reward here. They've been working really hard at the moment. As Triumph Voice is getting close to the line. Through Brown. There's been a turnover though. Coming up with the football is Troy Thomas. Wahuriri. Although it's been one back here from Tauranga. Here's a chance. Crossfield kick. Taken nicely. And the try is scored. Wonderful effort. Reed Paiwai, who gets across the line, might have injured himself going to ground, but that was a superb effort. Controlled attack. They knew what they were doing. They turned over the football and won it back, but Hastings Boys High score, and they get themselves well back into this one here in Tauranga this afternoon.
Yeah, what a kick by Faumuina. He was out there on his lonesome, the flanker, where they all love to lurk on that outside and be an attacking flanker. But for me, really, it was the control of the ball and the direct play by Yosefo. Again, he was in there 3 or 4 times, and he just created some space and getting on the in behind the defence. So, and what a kick by Faumuina.
Yeah, smart kick. Wasn't quite sure when he first looked to launch it that it was the right option, but certainly Reed Paiwai was well positioned to take the football and ultimately came up with the points. Just what the doctor ordered, just what their coach Jason Schumacher would have wanted. This is a difficult conversion, but at 21-8 it will certainly boost the confidence of the home squad.
Well, I said sort your line out, and they did. So that's a tick from the first half.
So Tana from Wena looking to put the icing on the cake, and as you can see, the wind picked that one up very quickly. So the trees look wonderful in the background here, lining the track down the broadcast side of number 1 field here at Hastings Boys High School. Once again, there's the cross-field kick, nicely taken, tall, strapping Reed Paiwai, who goes in to score. So 21 points to 8, but more excitement here for you to enjoy on Super 8 rugby coverage here on Whakata Māori. Tauranga once again with the football. They want to get down to the same end of the field. Panapapaya takes them in, utilising the kick onto Faumuina once again. He kicks towards touch on the far side. That still stays in. It's okay. And Ahuriri getting the kick, this time through Rafe Robinson. Still in the field of play. Little step, elegant football, stepping as well. Lovely play. That's Ellie Southwick. Back to Faumuina. Be content to go to ground with it here and just control the football. Possession is what it is all about in ball sports. And at the moment, looking to break through. This time in the hands of Panapa Lambert. And a penalty on the far side of the field. Once again, creating more momentum for the home team to utilise. 6 gone, 21-8.
Yeah, it looks like it was not rolling away in that ruck area. And look, Falmawina for me is just keeping Hastings in the game at the moment because of his kicking game. He's getting them into territory so they can get down and attack again. And he's precise as well. So I'm really impressed by his kicking game. And so this year, if they can, like I said before, if they can get their line out right and get a good platform, they can have that attacking ability and hold that position, get the continuity. They become more of an attacking threat.
Well, they're certainly in good field position to take advantage here. 7 minutes into the second half. JJ Lilo Yosefo will get the responsibility to feed the line out. Tauranga climbing. Kept that nicely too. Lilo Yosefo goes to ground. Just a few millimetres inside the field of play. Looking up at the referee for some support. Not quite sure how referee Dan Wainga sees that one. In fact, it's going Ahuriri's way this time. Experienced touch judges on the far side though. Chris Pollock, Chris Patrick doing the mahi as we get the overhead shot once again.
Yeah, it looks like the Rangi Waha has gone to the Napier side, which is a relief for them really, isn't it?
So climbing this one will go the way of Tauranga. Lovely, and into the hands of Reef Robinson. He comes forward as well. Needs some support as they drive in behind him. Robinson with a great carry that time around. Setting themselves up here across to Tahu. Led the Haka and led from the front that time around. On to Triumph Voice. Putting some pressure here this time on Ahuriri. Are on their line. Now it comes out to Tahu once again. He goes straight, knows no other way. Gets the ball out. Lovely darting run here from Mike Brown. He's down to ground, only 7 metres out from the try line. Here's a good chance for Ahuriri. Will need to be right on their game as Tauranga coming knocking at the door. They've pushed it slightly open. They're 5 metres out from the try line. Here's another barge towards the line, this time from Lachlan Verco. It comes back for Brown. They'll put it into the hands, and there's a stolen football onto Luke Thomas, who rips it out of his opponent's hands, but the referee will draw them back. Well, Thomas thought he'd saved the day, but not so, as the referee saw it. Indiscretion. We'll track him back here.
Well, look at this. He comes out. He looked as though he came off his line pretty quickly. His line speed was fantastic. And the thief out of the night just taking the ball out of his hand, isn't it? But the penalty's been given away. They look as though they're going to go for the scrum.
Kirimiti, right to the in front of the posts, really, or maybe a couple of metres to the left-hand side. But here sets a wonderful opportunity. 21 points to 8 our scoreline. 3 tries to 1 and a penalty. Can Hastings make use of the great field position and the momentum that they have created here as they get the scrum feed? Brown feeding from the far side of the scrum. They've had plenty of power in their scrum. Ahuriri. Famuina holding it nicely. His Triumph Voice once again. He goes to ground.
Oh, well done, Stevenson coming over. What a great double tackle. Someone was a bit low. Stevenson's come in and he's straight on the ball. Holding his weight up and turning that over. But for me, it came from the winger coming in. Weathers from the defensive. He just came in and absolutely belted him. And then it gave that opportunity for Stevenson to come in.
Let's have another look.
There he goes.
Yeah, he's on his feet too. And worked hard. The referee was well in position too, Dan Wainga. Kia ora te whananga too. Watching in today from Ngāti Porou, Te Whana Apanui. And of course all of our other schools involved with the Super 8. Wonderful to have you with us on Whakata Māori, celebrating this aspect of school culture. That one is still controlled. No, the referee asked us to set the scrum.
Looks like a taka, so by the Hastings boys, so it looks like it's going to be a feed for the Napier boys.
Thank you for tuning in this afternoon or on our digital platforms. Māori Plus, Whakata Māori, and of course the YouTube apps and all the socials that carry all the products and content for Whakata Māori. 21 points to 8, 11 gone in the second half here at Tauranga. An intriguing battle. Zach Forster and his opposite number, Mike Brown. Halfbacks for their respective squads. Forster under some pressure. Here's the kick. Well, it only made a few metres, but point taken, line out, and still an opportunity here for Tauranga.
Yeah, Brown, the halfback, really put some pressure on Thomas, and you know that's quite a hard kick as well because you're off your foot and it's not much of an angle either. So he needed to open it up a little bit, but you know, pressure.
That's what it's all about. You build the pressure, the results will come. It's age-old saying too. As Liloia Seffel, we spoke with the coaching staff prior to the game and said, keep an eye out for him. Plays a solid game and he's certainly doing that at the moment. Now that's taken nicely here from Tauranga. Play on, says the referee. For a moment it might have gone slightly askew, but all is well as at the back they were driving forward too. The whole team's coming in to add some muscle, some power. Puku Maki as they drive forward towards the line. This is wonderful play here from Tauranga. What a team effort it has been. Rolling towards the line. Kenahu, did he keep them back? Not so this time. They still have possession and momentum.
Yeah, they got the Harmenia as well. Like just coming offside. It looks like he's going to put his hand in the pocket. There might be a card coming out, and it's a yellow. And that gives some opportunity here for the Hastings Boys High, and they are really grinding it out for some points, aren't they?
They're really working hard. And at the moment, that young player is doing time, so to speak. I think it's Ben Campbell. Have a look. What the referee is looking at.
Yeah.
It's Ben on the side there. And thanks to our director, Alex. He's giving us another look.
Not quite Ben Campbell, I don't think.
Okay. Didn't quite pick up on his jersey number. Here I am not.
Well, what an opportunity, though, for the Hastings boys. You know, 5 out. They need this set piece.
Elijah Vui is in 17. So still fresh legs here for Coach Schumacher. Tauranga on the drive. Ahuriri under pressure. Look at the shape here as they try to exert their dominance close to the line. Rolling towards the try line. They look as though they're over the try line at the moment. The referee will be having a very, very good look. Held up, he says. No try this time.
Oh, you've got to look at the work from Stevenson, the flanker, the number 7. He gets his hands on the ball. Look, the line out, they didn't contest it, but the 7 comes straight through and gets right on the ball. And they just can't get it down on the over the line.
Scrambling defence. This time they decide to go right downtown with it. It's taken there by Walter Cover. Bit of hot stepping on the far side of the field for Cover. He's gone to ground now. Hastings with the football. Into the hands of Faumoina. Pushes it along. That's the new man on the field, Elijah Vui. He has the football, Vui. He too is flung to ground but delivers it up nice and clean. Laval. Robinson with the football, and now the step over Thomas. Still with Robinson, who has the ball. It's a turnover, but it's a penalty.
Yeah, Robertson hit that hole like a steam train, didn't it? And it looks like they're just on the ground there trying to get the ball and turn it over. But wow, what an attacking opportunity. Oh, there's quick tap from there.
Well, they have the numbers. Important to hold on to the football as Metu Manese has it. That's the try line. They can smell the chalk from close range. And it comes into the hands of Eli Southwick. He's very close, Southwick. And it rolled on. More penalties. Referee Dan Wying will be getting pretty haw-ha here at the moment with the number of penalties. He's already spoken with the skipper Prouting.
Yeah, they're starting to give some infringements there right in front. You know, the 5 metres out, that's another yellow card. Professional infringement. it's, you know, it's like, see you later, have a cup of tea on the sideline.
Angus Lovett is sent packing, and the try is scored, and not surprisingly, really, as Elijah Vui hasn't been on for too long, but you can see the satisfaction on his face as he makes his way back to halfway. It had to come sooner or later too. 2 in the bin, and Tauranga have been working really hard with sustained pressure, and ultimately it pays dividends.
Yeah, Robertson there just got it inside and outside, got around Thomas, and they just penalty after penalty, infringement after infringement. And, you know, you can't stop a man like that from out of 5, can you? He bumps him off, and Vu goes straight over. And look, we've been 15 minutes into this game, and Hastings Boys have had the possession the whole entire time. So, you know, they needed to get something out of this, and they have. So they've peeled it back. We're at 21-13. We've got a game on our hands.
Very much so. And hats off to Tauranga with the sustained pressure that they applied. Really put the defence from Ahuriri under the blowtorch and under the spotlight. And in the end, the fresh legs from Elijah Vui able to get them onto the scoreboard. So now an important conversion. In fact, everyone is this time hitting it. You can see how the wind affects it. Might have better to try and keep it a little bit lower, but still the 5 points invaluable here. 21-13, hope you're enjoying the action here. Super 8 Rugby coming to you live from Tauranga, Hastings Boys High School on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon.
Oh yeah, we've got a game here as well. You know, it was all Napier Boys High in the first half. In the second half, Hastings Boys, they've just had possession after possession. There's 2 in the bin from Napier Boys. So this is going to be interesting for the next probably 5 to 6 minutes to see what Hastings Boys can do. Put some more points on. That's what they'll be going for.
Well, the Napier lads, they're pretty tough, and they're a gutsy crew. So let's see how they respond. Not surprisingly, thinking, well, we're going to play down the other end of the field. Into the hands here of Joseph Jury Senatu, and he decides that he'll go downtown. But now that creates an opportunity for the gliding, fast, streaking runner that is Walter Cover. He's away. What a run from Walter Cover. Absolutely superb individual effort. He's in under the post. Well, Mede, you had it there. You said it's going to be tough. 15 plays 13, and then the number 15, he just carved up the meterage to score underneath the crossbar.
Oh, Carver doing some Carver. And like the kick in here, Jury, it looked like a good kick, but it didn't quite get over the line. And there's the fullback, he picks it up, and there's a left foot there, and then a right foot, and he just glides through everybody. And then the pace on him, puts the pace down, gets round Thomas, puts the one finger up, and look at that little boy behind. He's like, yeah, brother.
Yes.
What a score.
Yes, he says, Walter. How lovely. Well, that was great, wasn't it? And you see these young guys just with natural running ability. He looks as though he might have done some training in athletics, but, well, we use the term glide. Some guys, they're quite stodgy as they go up the field. Maybe it's their physique, but that young fella, gee whiz, looks as though he could do the 100 metres in 11.
Yeah, looked like he was like gliding on water, isn't it? 21-20, we have a game on our hands. We've still got a couple of yellows in the bin as well, so this is going to be interesting.
Very, very interesting conclusion to the game. Again, thinking about field position, the left foot, prodigious left foot I might add, of Tanafau Moena. It's on halfway, and it will be, and fortunately for them, Ahuriri, he'll get the scrum feed. They've had precious little ball across the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, you know, Robinson, the winger, came through for that, just tuckered it on, just knocked it on there. And I tell you what, Falmoana's kicking game, I said this in the first half, that he was really doing a great job of making sure that he was kicking for attacking and kicking so that they can defend it. But now he's kicking so they can attack it. So he's getting some good ball into the right position so the wingers can come on in and flood that space.
Well, do you think there's got to be more points here? We're coming up to the 20-minute mark, so there's just on 15 to play. There's 1 point separating these two squads, and it was always going to be a hard-fought contest here, just merely for the fact that it's such an important local derby. These guys bump into each other at various events, not just on the sporting field. We're living so close to each other between Hastings and Napier, but the rivalry is age old, and it is playing out right in front of us here with this great tight tussle between these two proud squads. Now Luke Thomas is on, not having a bar of this, and he goes forward with some swagger as well. On he comes to the skipper, who sets it up nicely. Through the hands, turning back. Jury Senatu says we'll get down the other track. Onto Simons as he goes to ground as well, but still in control at the moment. Good phase to play. They're using their big men this time to barrel their way forward. A shunting sort of a run into the hands here of Lockie Searden, who does the same, not trying to do too much. Out to Prouting this time, and the big skipper goes solidly forward, and again, does he set it up well enough to go back? It's a penalty for Ahuriri. Napier Boys have the penalty, and they'll just take their time with it too and have a bit of a breather. They have been really using up the petrol over the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Oh, yeah, no, that's great game management there by the Napier Boys, just grinding it out. Even the 10, Thomas, had to take one for the team as well to get forward and get the continuity going, get him behind. But they held possession. All they're doing is grinding this clock down a little bit so they can hold position, and hopefully they get a penalty, and that's what they did. So Prouting, for me, twice he was in that action.
Well, they're going to take the penalty here, and that will push them out by 4. You get the feeling there are more points in both squads. And with 14 and a half to play, we'll just have to see how that pans out. There's the kick, and it is waved away. Really, I thought that Luke Thomas would take that one and be pretty straightforward, but there you go. There's the wind as well affecting what is going on. Great crowd around today supporting the kaupapa. Hats off. Rotorua te Maria tautoko. Amihi, mums, dads, friends and whānau. Now that is a short kickoff. And has it worked? Hey, that's risky play.
Yeah, that should have gone long. Should have gone long. Take some reprieve here. And, you know, his kicking game's been fantastic for Moena. And like I said before, he's turning it into an attacking arm. And that needed to go long. So to give it the opportunity for the wings to chase it down and put the pressure on. But no, we're in here. They're just on the 22. They're in the middle here. Napier Boys can go either way if they want to. They've got less numbers here, so we'll see what happens.
So that's Zach Forster about to feed the scrum. The heat is on here in Hastings. Forster, they take it all, they try and work it forward. That was great follow-up play too from his opposite number, Mikey Brown. Still with the ball though. Ahuriri into the hands of Mullaney. He's already scored 1 try, the number 8. Good run. Fasito Lapa. Gee, he's been strong today too. Out to skipper. Captain fantastic. Prouting still keeping it going. Napier Boys High School. They sense an opportunity if they can control the football and the phases. Back to their big men again. Not trying to do too much. Just angling forward. Picking up 1-2 meters at a time. Putting the pressure on here for Heretaunga. They can feel it at the moment. Heretaunga, towards the line they go. Look at this play, sustained and controlled play. And that was reaching out and the try is scored. And who scores it? Lockie Searden.
Oh, wow, there you go. You know, when you need someone to muscle it up, you ask the forwards to do a job, and they just did that. They just kept on going. Right, 1 off the ruck, 2 off the ruck, pick and go. They held their position. They got in behind the defensive. And at the end of the day, they just couldn't hold on, Hastings Boys High.
Well, it was, as I say, sustained and controlled, and that's what you respect. They really worked hard for each other. And the combinations that they've worked on in pre-season training and over the past couple of weeks since they started on their Super 8 mahi has really paid dividends with that superb try. Really well crafted and great cohesion across the squad with their roles and responsibilities. Every man played his part. It's a very solid try and converted there. Luke Thomas adding the extras. 28 points to 20 now. But it's been a seesawing battle. They kicked out to 21-3 at the halftime break, and then 3 tries to Heretaunga as we get another look.
Yeah, certain. I tell you what, a bit of strength there as well. He had a lot of work to do. He was 5 or 6 metres out, so he sort of, the first tackle just slid off him a little bit, and he still kept on going. So that's great to see the power in the number 6.
Featured strongly, still a chance to come back here, but they're going to have to work smart. There's this young man. He's been a wonderful contributor to the home team today, Tana Famwena. He's the sort of guy who can really make things happen. Let's see which way he opts. We hark back to the short dropout on the 22. Didn't pay off, and of course gave good field position for Ahuriri. Ultimately were able to profit from that field position with that sustained forward attacking play. Up the middle goes Aliloia Sefo once again. Hastings Boys trying to do the tough stuff as well and create a bit of a platform. The forwards working hard to give them the opportunity to go wide. Nice little carry from Triumph Voice. Was thinking about the offload there to Reed Paiwai, but instead goes to ground. Still in control and with the football. Up through the middle they go. Southwick back to Brown. Pushed on by Famoina. Lucky Vako with it. And he delivers up. Niloia Sefo. So some big demands defensively at the moment by Ahuriri. Lovely little flat pass. Now that's hit the hands of Withers, and it will be a penalty to Hastings.
Yeah, they're offside there. And it looks like they've taken a quick one there, Dale.
Metu Manase has the ball, reaching over to try and get it back. Ahuriri, they win the penalty. Well, that was smart play as well.
The prop.
Damien Annandale read the play nicely. It really has swung the momentum around in favour of his own team.
I'll tell you what, the Napier Boys High's defence has been pretty impressive. They're coming at all angles as well. They're having to shift quite a lot. And there he goes there. Nice chop tackle, and then rolls out of the way and then straight over the top. That's beautiful rugby.
These young guys have watched plenty of high quality rugby and football, and they know what they need to do in times of pressure. And that was a very important play. 28 points to 20. Really pleased to have you here with us on Whakaata Māori today.
Dale, that's humongous kick. That's 40 to 45 metre kick over it's well over it's outside the 10 metre. This is an attacking opportunity that Napier Boys have been looking for. And for me, it feels as though the game swung a little bit back to Napier just from that 22 dropout.
Yeah, and it looks that way too on the scoreboard, but you can also see the wind might have turned slightly and appears to be favouring the Sky Blues more than it was. Now this is a tap back, and it does come to Hastings, but they're on pressure and on the back foot. What about this run down the left edge? John Lameko, and then he gets to kick. Really might have been better if he tried to kick it infield or used his left foot, but gee, he's another of these players, if given space, could really entertain.
Yeah, he just took off, didn't he? He just needed to come sit up for him a little bit, but it just sliced a little bit off his foot and went out. But that, again, now Napier's in the same place they were before.
So Napier have the football. Let's see what they can do with it. This is a nice setup through the middle. Needing some numbers. Well, it's a dropped ball. The referee will pack the scrum down, and tense, as it should be too, as we come into the last 7 or so minutes of this clash.
Yeah, this is tight, isn't it, Tucker? And there's probably not what the Napier Boys needed. But again, Hastings Boys just needs the ball in their hand a little bit. What I've been impressed by them is the ability to kick out and attack from that as well, but also getting the ball a little bit wider and the ability to offload. So they've been really threatening on the fringes of their attack from Hastings Boys.
And Mary Baker with us today, of course, experienced coach. She's coached in Uruguay and Argentina. She's coached in London and the US of A, and now pleased to be witnessing these young squads going head to head and what will be an intriguing conclusion to this local derby. And it's so important now that Hastings in particular keep their heads. They're down by 8, so they need to score twice. And so it's important what happens over the next couple of minutes. Can they capitalise? They've got plenty of talent out wide. Reef Robinson, Johnny Lamec, or certainly Walter Carver. If they can get the fullback into play, it would work in their favour. But the hard graft has to be done by the boys in the engine room. And at the moment, they're deciding to let JJ Liloiao-Sefo tap and go. He doesn't try to do too much. Brown from Wina, looking to see if they can set cover alight. Ball back on the inside, pretty easily read. That's Yuri Rullins. He's just come onto the field, back to Brown. He gets sandwiched and shut down there by the Ahuriri defenders. Looking for a way through is Metu Malase. He sets it up to the back to Famuina. The kick, the bounce important, nicely taken. Skillful play there from Ahuriri. Passing into centre field. Giving the ball, plenty of room, plenty of latitude, plenty of height. Charlie Withers now. Forster. Well, they can look up at the clock and say, look, we can keep controlling the football, get a decent kick away. We'll come away with the 2 points here in the Super 8 comp. All important. Forster.
Yeah, looks like they're offside out here on the left-hand side. And
now the referee's just called a halt for a moment.
I have been impressed by both teams' defensive efforts. They've come off the line speed of both teams when needed. They've come off and they've really come in and actually stopped the ball still. So that's been a great to see.
I think there's some concerns here about a head knock. Referee Wainga, understandably also sharing that concern and talking with the medical staff associated with the squad. Seems that all is well as Triumph Voice is returning to his position on field.
Oh, looks like they're going to take the penalty. They're a wee way out, but this is probably a good option for them. Like, they're only 8 up, and if this would really extend that lead and put them into a little bit more control with only 5 minutes to go.
Zach Forster, saw him warming up. He was slotting them from halfway with the wind as well, so he's just looking to put some icing on the cake from a similar position to those rehearsals pre-game. 5 metres inside the half, and this one is to the left. So Hastings boys have it. They're a long way from where they need to be though, but this start is good as the little chip downfield, beautifully controlled there by Forster as well with one hand, and he bounces off one, but he can't get through the next line of defence. To ground he goes now, and into the hands of the skipper Prouting, keeps it alive. Annandale this time. Good running from Annandale, good defence as well here from Hiratanga. Ahuriri, they want to come away with the win, the 2 points, and the kudos here this afternoon. It will be a scrum here for Hastings Boys High School, but looking up at the clock, it really is their enemy now with just on 4 to play, although there have been a couple of injuries and we are in the referee's hands. Dan Wainga looks at his clock.
There's not much to go, is there? And it's a bit of an arm wrestle back and forth a little bit. Not much, no one's really given an inch here. They're sort of making sure that their defence is holding, but the attack is trying to just get in behind, but the defence is holding from both teams.
4 tries to 3, and really at 21-3 at the halftime break, thought that it would be virtually impossible for Hastings to come back, but tries to Pawai, Vuia and cover, brought them right back into the hunt. The latest try, though, for Napier by Searden really has made life tough for them. But it's been a very entertaining game here. 2 quality sides. We'll be seeing plenty more of them in the Super 8 of that. There is little doubt as we get the scrum feed here for the home squad. Now they really need to set it alight. Marcus Leach is playing the halfback role. Look at the run here. Lovely from Lameko. Holds it up nicely. Gets it out to Robinson on the far side of the field. Robinson's quick. Robinson is lightning quick. And he has streaked downfield. They want to get on with it quickly as well. So they realise that they need to do just that again. What a play there by Hastings in the last moments of this one.
Oh, what a try, you know. Lameko again just came on it with pace and just set up Robertson on the outside, and he just took off like a rocket, and that's what you want to see. They need to take this kick nice and quickly, and then we are so tight here, it's not funny.
Well, it's a tough one. Let's hope that young Tanafamoena is able to read the wind. His last couple of efforts from that side of the field have been pushed back by a wind that's coming towards him. This time he factors that into his efforts, and it is 28 points to 27.
Oh.
The crowd who are here this afternoon always wanted to see something tight and something fascinating, and that's what we're witnessing. Look at the run here from Lemeko, holds up the pass beautifully, and Robinson is in to really capitalise on that break. And a beautiful finish here for the home team here at Tauranga. Hastings Boys High School, 1 point in it. How is it going to finish? Well, we've got just a minute or so to find out. Ball down. Who's coming up with it?
Looks like
Possession,
Napier Boys.
so important. Napier Boys have the ball. Napier Boys will control it. They'll look at the clock too. They know that there's just seconds left. If they can control the football here, they'll come away with the 2 points. So it's all about control now. It's not about scoring. It's about ensuring that your opponents don't. The ball's been jarred and claimed, but the referee sees an indiscretion and a penalty in a kickable position. You could hear them slump. That's the crowd collectively, the noise that they created, the supporters of Hastings Boys High School. As we get another look here. Thoughts, please, Medi.
Yeah, he just knocked it down there. Well, and it's just a handover here for Napier Boys, and this could be the game here, but I tell you what a game this was.
It's been a fabulous game of rugby and a very fitting conclusion to two proud kura who really wanted to come away with the 2 points, but at the end only one team can win full time, and it's Napier Boys High School who beat Hastings Boys High School 28-27 in the third round of Super 8 rugby. What a celebration of rangatahitanga and of rangatahi sport. As you can see here, there are many relationships between these two kura, not just with lads in their own squads, but across the board. And they'll be so disappointed, the host squad, Hastings Boys High School. But when you consider that they went into the break at 21-3, it was a magnificent performance for them in the second half, and I'm sure that the coach, Jason Schumark, will acknowledge that at training Tuesday, Thursday, and the week ahead. Down 21-3, tries by Paiwai, Vui and Cover off the back of the halftime break saw them at that stage at 21-20. Then Seardon scored in the 58th minute to kick it out to 28-20 before Robinson was in, and the conversion from wide out to 28-27. In the end, it doesn't matter. Only one team can win as we get, once again, a beautiful view of this proud community of Heretaunga. Many of our whānau Māori live here in this part of Aotearoa. And, of course, with the Tomoana freezing works and the many orchards that are dotted around the land, it's a wonderful part of Aotearoa and always fantastic to visit. Perhaps made even more so that we are here and witnessing this young talent who will be our sports heroes of the future. Congratulations to Napier Boys High School. They get the win by 1, 28-27. Let's go across to Medi, who's got their skipper.
Kia ora, I've got the winning captain, George Prouting. What a match, right down to the end there. And the forwards really did it for you in this game, didn't they?
Yeah, we had to really dig deep there. The last 15-10 minutes with two people in the bin. Yeah, really proud of that performance.
It was a great collective as well. You were up at the first half and really right down to the wire. How do you go through that as a team, you know? How do you get over that?
Oh, we just have to stick to our structure, trust each other, and just hope our processes and everything works out, yeah.
Well, good luck for the rest of the season. Great game today.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are careful not to blow the trumpet of too many players deliberately because it's important that these young guys and, of course, our young wahine rangatahi that are exposed through this platform of Māori Active it's important that they realise that it's about developing a culture, a lifetime culture of involvement in team sport. There were some fine efforts out there, undoubtedly, but whether or not these teams will go, all the way, well, that remains to be seen. There'll be a disappointment as well, as a correlation to the pride that George Prouting feels. Let's hear from the skipper of the home squad, Hastings Boys High School. The skipper of Hiratanga is across there with Mede.
With the Hastings Boys High, your SIFO, man, what a game right down to the end. Your forwards and your backs played really, really well, especially some of those tries in the second half.
Mo lava na Silvi inga ma faftele tu ona lona lofa malona late mo fai ona tatu toi aulia maile nei aso ma wai o malmuia e tatu talonga. First of all, I'd like to thank the man above for blessing us with another day, and really tough game. Really had that first half, really had that wake up call. The second half, boys really just needed that from the beginning of the first half. But just that is what it is. Just have to move on from now on.
You've got some exciting players, and they really did, especially the winger. What a great try in the second half.
We had a talk at halftime, just explaining to the boys, like, if they really want it, they have to chase it. It's not. Sometimes it's just not about how you start the game, it's really how you finish it. So just big ups to our backs and big ups to Napier Boys for big game today.
Yeah, and tell you what, you guys did finish it in a great active fashion, and well done, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Tēnā koe JJ Lilo Iosefo, he is a strong contributor on field too, and also off field, quite obviously. It was lovely to hear him speaking in his reo as well. That's what we're seeing more and more in Aotearoa, whether it's in Te Reo Māori or in Samoan or Tongan. It's just a respectful way to acknowledge that side of our sporting culture within this land that we all call home. A wonderful celebration of our young men, and certainly continues the rivalry, which is age-old going into today's game and will be age-old going out. Look, I'd like to thank Alex and the team, Alex, our director here from local Gecko Productions, and certainly Moana Miller and her whānau, who make up the bulk of the kaimahi here. Wonderful to be working with young people who love sport, love Māori, and love whakaata Māori. From all of us, me, Mede, and the rest of the gang here, enjoying the action from Hastings, Mauri ora kia tātou, Kōrero atu koutou. Enjoy more action on Māori Plus and Māori Active, and you know where? On Whakaata Māori. Hei, ko nei rā.